Do we have a name for this?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, then, welcome to an unnamed podcast.
You gotta let me know that we're starting.
We'll
have a name soon.
One day we'll have a name. In which we go alphabetically down a list of films that either one of us, myself...
How are you gonna have the audacity to start this and not even, like, mention that you were gonna start it?
I wanted an organic introduction.
Oh, organic. Nutrition.
My name's Luke. I'm here with Melissa.
That's me.
And as I was trying to explain, we're going to go down alphabetically through a list of movies that either one of us has not seen, and it's kind of hard to explain. We're going to have one person who has not seen the film give a brief plot synopsis after a 5-minute period to write whatever the fuck they think is going on in the movie.
So I'm going first. So it's A, obviously. So I picked a movie that Luke has not seen. And so he will then, in turn, have 5 minutes to write down a synopsis of what he thinks the movie is about, with having very little, to no
prior knowledge on what the movie is outside of the title and maybe, like, vague references.
Maybe, like, actors and, like, I'll give you, like, some keywords.
Maybe
not. Maybe
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
But then we'll read out whatever. It's a very harsh 5-minute cutoff. So if you're in the middle of a sentence,
alarm,
you cut off. You don't even finish the sentence.
Yeah.
And you have to read your entire paragraph, and or however much you have.
Bullet points.
I was gonna write it in paragraph, but whatever works for you.
Can I?
Yes,
okay.
But point is, like, you have to read everything you write down.
Okay.
No matter how dumb it is, because this is, neither of us fucking are going to know some of these films.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take a brief break, watch the movie, come back.
Brief break.
Like hour and 30-minute break.
Where it's just silent.
Yeah, we're not cutting it out. We'll do that, watch the film, come back, go over the actual plot and what the person got wrong, or what they got right, because maybe that'll happen one day. And then give some brief thoughts on the film before wrapping up. So, for our first ever week...
Can I talk?
Yes.
It's my, pick, because I'm first. And so, to be fair, though, I haven't seen this movie in years. I vaguely remember what happens. Is that kind of fucked? Is that fine?
No, I think that's fine.
Because I've seen it, and, like... Once I start the movie, I'll remember. But I picked American Beauty for A. I also had down Aladdin because I was hoping he hadn't seen it.
That's so fucked up that you think I haven't seen Aladdin.
Okay, listen, I didn't know. You haven't seen a lot of Disney movies, bitch. And then I also had down Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Haha.
Seen that.
Yeah, I originally said Amityville too, but I've never seen that. So
well, it doesn't matter if you. I don't think it matters if you've seen it or not. I think the important thing is that the other person hasn't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Okay, well, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I barely remember American Beauty.
Yeah, we're making it up as we go along. Don't worry.
We'll get to it one day.
Okay, so I'm gonna have 5 minutes to...
You're gonna start it? Do you want any like...
I know Kevin Spacey's in it.
Kevin motherfucking Spacey.
I don't know who directed or anything like that.
Oh, I don't know either. I just remember there's one... I remember one scene has a lot of rose petals in it.
Okay. Mark? I don't need to know anything else. I got it. Sick. I'm going to give you the best plot synopsis you've ever read.
Are you typing it?
Yes, because I don't have any pen or paper right next to me, so I'm going to type it. I'm cutting most of this out anyways. Like the typing part.
Oh, okay.
Until the end.
All right.
Because it's just 5 minutes of silence.
You can just hear me. I'll do some sick beats.
Give me some scat.
Called? Scat, that's it. Scat.
Not like the pornography though. The music.
Wait, what?
I'm not going into scat porn, bro.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it shit?
Yep. That's
okay.
exactly what you think it is. Alright, so 5 minutes on the clock and we will see you in just five minutes.
They won't see anything.
Goodbye. What the fuck am I gonna write?
American Beauty.
What?
Whose car is that out front?
Mine. 1970 Pontiac Firebird, the car I've always wanted, and now I have it. I rule.
That was 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I have 181 words written down.
Nice, impressive.
I
didn't think about like typing. That makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was just gonna be like scribbling and just...
I wrote it in like my stream of consciousness. I didn't write it as if I was writing a script. I was like, all right, so let me write.
Not.
So
Scene 1.
American Beauty.
Yes.
This is my masterpiece.
Okay.
If this isn't what the film is, it's what it should be.
Okay. Also, so you know Kevin Spacey's in it.
Yes.
Now, like, before you read what you have written, who would you like to play the mother and the daughter and
okay, like who are my who are my okay,
pick?
I'm the only characters that I know exist in this movie outside of Kevin Spacey
Yes.
is some sort of wife and some sort of daughter.
Yes.
So I'm going to say when was this movie released? I think I saw 99.
The 90s?
Should I go with modern day or should I go with an actor from the 90s?
You want to.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll do a mix of both.
All right.
Prime Jennifer Aniston as the mom. Because Jennifer Aniston, I don't think she's like super attractive, but she's a great actress. I like Jennifer Aniston.
First of all, that's wrong. Jennifer Aniston is a beautiful woman.
I'm not saying she's not a beautiful woman. I don't think she's sexy. I think
That's
she's
also wrong. Jennifer Aniston's sexy as fuck.
Okay, but like 2005
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. Daughter.
Can I get an age range for the daughter?
Do you think I know? You think I remember that aspect
Like
of the movie?
child or like,
No, like teenager.
young adult?
Like young adult.
Like
But
our
not, like,
age.
I think she was in. I think they're in high school. I think they're like juniors, seniors in high school.
I guessed 23 as
her
the age
age?
range. Yeah.
All right.
Senior in high school.
There's only one person that came to my mind because I do not remember the characters in this movie. So that's kind of crazy. You know what I said in my head just then?
What?
Because I was listening to High School Musical. I said Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens. My first guess was Emily Blunt, and I don't know why that's my first guess, but like,
I'm not saying she's old, but she's older.
but
She
there's
doesn't look like a daughter.
yeah, that's a good point. Why did I think Emily Blunt?
I don't know.
She's only 35.
Only.
I'll go with fucking Veronica from Riverdale.
Camila Mendes.
Yeah, Camila Mendes.
Okay.
She's sexy.
I think she is sexy. I think I want to. Okay, let me tell you that I do not remember who was in this movie, but I want to say it's Christina Ricci, RICCI, who played Casper's hoe and Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Casper's hoe.
I'm just kidding. She was but she was also in fucking oh my god, The Addams Family. Is she
American
not?
Beauty starring Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, and Thora Birch. So you were
Not right?
very wrong
Who
there.
is that? Is she really not in that movie? Oh, Allison Janney's in that movie. Shit.
No, I don't remember who you said, but I don't see her at all. All right, so let me get to my synopsis of this film. Kevin Spacey, first of all, is not a child molester in this film.
Actually, you might be wrong on that.
It's topical also. So Kevin Spacey in this film is named Josh. Lives in a suburban home with his wife Clara and daughter Stacy. Josh and his wife hate each other, so he seeks out an alternative source of love, his daughter. And then I said, actually, that kind of fucks up my point of him not molesting kids in this film.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyways, Josh watches his daughter and leaves creepy love letters for her signed from an unknown lover, and at one point decorates her room with a ton of rose petals and tries to bang her.
His daughter.
Yeah, his daughter.
Okay.
I said, like, not as gross as it sounds, because I guess she's like 23, but it's still kind of gross.
What do you mean not as gross as it sounds? It's his daughter.
I know. So basically, she's like, nah, fuck off. Then his wife finds out, and she gets very, very mad and leaves him, but not without killing him first.
Oh, a twist.
Because he's,
Y'all
trying to
wanted
bang
a
his daughter.
twist? Yeah.
And then my last sentence is, wow, this is a dumb guess at this movie, and I don't think anything is going to be correct in the synopsis, but I have 3 seconds left, so let me.
Okay.
So, that is my my synopsis of this film. So we're going to go watch it, and then we're going to come back and see how I did. So we'll see you on the other side.
Yay!
I guess I could be pretty pissed off about what happened to me. But it's hard to stay mad when there's so much beauty in the world.
So, about 18 hours later?
I got tired, so I had to go to sleep after watching American Beauty.
Yeah, so Melissa's going to read a short little plot summary.
Just in case anyone hasn't seen it.
Yeah, and then we'll discuss what I got right and what I got wrong.
Yeah, so obviously this is like the shortest one on IMDb. IMDb. Holy shit, IMDb. And it's funny, so I'm going to read it. It's by Liana G. It says, Lester Burnham is a loser suburbanite rebelling against his dead-end job, bitch-on-wheels wife, unloving daughter, and imminent middle age. His subsequent actions unfold into a darkly comedic drama. It says comic drama. I can't read. Laced with a stellar supporting cast and enough roses to fill a nursery.
That's a good one.
That was really funny and pretty much straight to the point.
It is. So, should we kind of review what I thought the film was going to be about?
Yeah, because you've never seen it before. So you wrote down some notes. Mm-hmm. So give us your notes.
Well,
you said review.
Yeah. So let's kind of talk about what the main points that I had in my assumption of what the movie was going to be about, and we'll kind of see where we were. So the first and main point was that Kevin Spacey is not a child molester in this film.
Which technically is true.
That's true.
Because he did not fuck her.
That's true. He did not have sex with that girl. Put it in writing.
What's her name? Fuck. Angela.
Yeah, he did
Her
not have
name's
sex
Angela.
with her. He saw her titties, though.
He did see her titties.
But he came to the realization that he's not a pedophile.
Well, no, I fully believe that he would have fucked that girl
Had
if
she been not
she
been a
was
virgin.
not a virgin. Yeah, because she was like, this is my first time. And he's like, oh, no.
That's a good point.
Shit. Yeah.
Then I said his name was Josh. Lived in a suburban home with his wife Clara, which started with a C.
Close.
I did get the suburban home right. And his daughter Stacy, so that's not right.
The wife's name was Carolyn, which
yeah.
is an old person name. His name was Lester. His daughter's name was Janie. Did I make that up?
I think it's just Jane.
Is it Jane?
Yeah. And like I said before, I knew
Nah, bitch,
that...
it's Janie. Fuck you.
Is it Janie?
Yeah.
Oh. Like I said before, I knew that the movie was about a husband, a wife, and a daughter. So I was just guessing on the names there.
So also throw in the basically two other not main characters, but you got the creepy dude that lived next door and the best friend and Janie's best friend. So Angela and
Ricky.
His name was Ricky?
Yeah. Ricky. So I thought that he would want to have sex with his daughter. I was wrong. It's his daughter's friend. And then I was semi-right in... I said Josh watches his daughter and leaves creepy love letters for her. He does watch the Angela, but he doesn't leave any creepy love letters or anything like that. He just works out a bunch.
Yeah.
Decorates her room with a ton of rose petals and tries to bang her. He does try to bang her.
Rose petals are kind of in his...
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything about it.
Do anything about what?
The rose petals. Like, that's just fake.
Oh, yeah, and it's imagination.
Then I said his wife leaves him, but not without killing him, which was wrong. I think she was going to leave him, though. I think in the end she was going to leave him.
Probably, but I mean, I feel like it kind of the movie at the end sort of alluded to the fact that she wanted to kill him because she had the gun, but it was fucking Ricky's dad. The gay dad.
Yeah.
Who killed him.
Yeah. So, okay. So I, like Melissa said, I did have some notes on how I felt about the movie. I want to preface
it. Premature, sorry.
Yeah. I want to preface it with, so actually, all in all, I did a pretty okay job, I think, of guessing the plot of the movie.
Yeah. I like how you spelled... you didn't spell it molesting. You spelled
I
it
said
molestin.
Yeah, I said molesting kids.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't... I was pretty impressed. I mean, it was off, obviously.
Yeah, I would give it like a 3 out of 10 in terms of accuracy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie. I was like,
no.
That's
I'm talking about my accuracy. I feel like I got a 30%.
I would go probably a little bit higher than that because we're gonna do some that we're gonna get completely wrong. Like
that's true. Next week you're not gonna know what's going on. Okay, so let us discuss the movie itself. So first off, I really liked this movie. I thought it was very good. What did you think?
I was telling him last night right before we went to sleep because, I had to sleep because I was exhausted, that I haven't seen that movie in years. Like, I think the last time I saw that, I was probably, like, in middle school. Because, it came out in 99, right? Mm-hmm. So 99. I saw it, like, fucking forever later than that. But I was really young, is basically my point. And I don't think I fully understood what the hell was happening. And so now that I've rewatched it so many years later, it's probably like almost probably 10 years ago at this point. I loved it. Like I thought it was so good because I remember only thinking it was really weird and I didn't understand it, but now like I completely understood what was going on. And it's so like well shot and like it's directed really cool. Like, I don't know, I'm not into, I don't know, film words.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
I thought it also was really well shot. So in some of my notes, my first and foremost note is nobody closes their fucking car windows in this movie. Every time you see somebody get out of a car and their window is open, they do not close it. And it bothered the ever-living hell out of me. Like,
that's real intense.
I know, but the first time, like, when they're all getting ready, because one of the first scenes you see is they are all
waiting
getting ready
for Lester
to go.
To get in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lester gets in the car windows open. They get home the same day, car windows open. He gets out of the car windows fucking open. He doesn't roll up the window when he leaves the car. And I'm like, bro, somebody's going to fucking steal that car. It's so fucked up.
It's the 90s. No one cares. That's your shitty fucking
God.
van.
Okay. Another thing I noticed, and I noticed this in another scene where it's the first time Lester is brought in to talk about his like job performance. And he's in his boss's office.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it kind of throughout the film. All of the set pieces, like all of the areas that they're in for the first like third of the movie is so empty.
So they're very minimalist, yeah.
Yeah, there's like nothing in any of the rooms that they're in, and it's so just like uncluttered and like perfectly placed.
Yeah, well that's like, you also mentioned that like right after the movie is how like you had seen some scenes from the movie and like how like it just like gradually gets more and more chaotic, and you can see that with the set and also with like what's happening.
Yeah, and I think
which is brilliant.
Yeah, I think the people talk about the dinner scenes in this movie because I had realized after like during the movie I was like, I've fucking seen videos talking about the dinner scenes in this movie and the bag scene and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And I was noticing that yes, when they're having dinner, each and every time progressively it gets a little bit like more disorganized. Like the first time they have dinner, it's all well placed, everything is framed really well, they're all like eating the same thing and drinking the same thing, and then as the time goes on, like when Lester throws the plate, everything is a little bit disheveled, right? And Lester and Caroline, the C woman, are drinking like he's drinking a beer, she's drinking a soda. And it's just kind of little things like that I noticed throughout the movie that kind of stuck with me. Another note I have is just yikes. Because that movie made me profoundly uncomfortable.
He was just cringing the entire time. It was so fun.
It made me very uncomfortable.
All of the scenes with like Lester talking to Angela are so uncomfortable, and like I can just see you fidgeting because you're so uncomfortable.
That I didn't fuck with that part or any of those parts. It made me very, very strange or very uncomfortable.
Feel strange? It made me strange.
And speaking of the scenes where he interacts with Angela, there's such a weird thing that starts with the very first time he ever sees her, and it's like anytime they almost make physical contact, it like shows the same shot like 3 or 4 times. And I was looking at that, I was like,
Emphasis.
that is so fucking cool.
Emphasis.
Like, it's just, there will be a shot of her putting her hand on his arm, and it just is the same shot 4 times, just played back to back. And I was like, okay, I get
like
what you're trying to tell me.
It's like kind of in slow motion. It's all like a little bit different camera angle.
Mm-hmm. And they're all hit with like an orchestral hit. It's so good.
Again, like I said twice before, emphasis.
Yeah. Another thing I found really interesting is that in the first, probably half of the film, I guess, where it's setting up every character, right? Mm-hmm. So it's you're introduced to Lester and the wife and the daughter and Ricky and I guess kind of Angela too. All of them are done separately in their own set of scenes. So a lot of times in movies you'll have kind of one span of like the first third of the movie that kind of develops all of the characters in a cohesive way.
Okay.
But instead, it was like 5 minutes each in segmented parts directed to each character.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really nice way to set up, how they all feel. Because it wasn't like, here's a shot of the girl going to school and talking with Angela and seeing Ricky, and then next scene is Lester talking to his boss, and then it goes back to the school. It's like, here are these nice segmented parts where Lester deals with this, and then we move on to Carolyn dealing with this, and then we move on to the girl dealing with this.
Yeah, so it's like all their separate storylines, kind of.
And then about halfway through the movie, everything converges.
Yeah.
And everything kind of starts to click with the way that people act, and you start to kind of see everything around them unravel. Because everything is like on the edge of just fucking breaking down at the beginning of the movie, because Lester's fucking pathetic and crazy, and his wife sucks, and his daughter sucks, and everybody sucks. And then you just kind of start right after everybody is developed, and you see how they all act and why they act the way they do.
Yeah.
They all are just kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
Like all at the same time. Let me look back at my notes. Also, the last note that I have is what was I saying? Oh yeah, during that whole setup sequence and like the first half of the movie, almost until the very final act, all of the acting was so bizarre. Like, it wasn't bad. It was just different from the first half to the second half, because you see the way all the characters interact with each other and the way they talk to each other. It reminded me of like the fakeness that characters give off in the Truman Show, where they're just like like giving forced. It's so hard to describe, but the way they talk to each other is like, it's so obviously sarcastic and it feels so dry.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of the point, because they're like so obviously unhappy, but they're trying to keep up that front.
No, exactly. But even then, like about halfway through the movie, that shifts and everything is so much more emotional.
Because everybody gets more confident and doesn't fucking care anymore.
Yeah, and I just thought that it was a really good contrast in not only the writing, but also the way that everybody acted it, because everybody was so dry and they just didn't want to give emotion into everything. And that was like a stylistic choice. And then you move into the end of the movie and you start seeing all these characters give off emotion in the way they talk and the way they move and all of that. And it's such a stark contrast that I find really interesting.
Yeah.
I told you I had a lot to say about that movie. I really enjoyed that movie.
I'm glad that was our first pick, or my first pick, I guess.
Yeah, that was a good way to start. So again, this is our pilot episode. So we're gonna make some tweaks as we go along, and as we move, we're gonna change some things. We're gonna make a name. It's the biggest part. And we're gonna kind of tweak some things along the way and figure it out. So the next episode is gonna be B, and I am choosing the movie for that one. And Melissa is not going to fucking know the plot to this movie. Unless if you know what this movie is already, which I don't think you do, you're not going to know. Yeah.
You already have it picked out?
Yes.
Yes, shit. You had like an inkling of what American Beauty was about. Like, vaguely.
Because you picked like a popular movie.
Yeah.
Like you picked like a classic, I guess.
Yeah.
But this, because a
is
little
it a
backstory.
horror movie?
Yes. A little backstory is that I'm really into horror, and Melissa's not really into horror. I'm really into
Disney movies, so...
Yeah, so when I pick, like, it's an older horror movie, so when I pick an old horror movie, you're not going to know what the fuck it is.
I've never heard of it, you don't think?
You might have heard of the remake, but I don't think you've ever heard of the... But when you start watching it, you're going to be like, oh, I've heard of this storyline before. But you're not going to know it.
Okay.
You're not going to know.
It's not that I don't like horror movies. Obviously, I love horror movies now.
Obviously.
Well, I'm just saying because, like, I've never been... I don't know. Like, this is going off on a tangent about myself, but, like, I've never... Like, I've always loved Halloween and everything, but I've never, like, been into, like, the horror aspect of Halloween, I guess you would say. Like, I never... Like, before I met you, I never was into, like, horror movies or, like, haunted houses, which are really popular now. Mm-hmm. But now I just... yeah. So, yeah. So I'm excited about it, but I hate not even knowing anything about it.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to go off of the title only.
Great. Will you tell me? Will I know any of the actors?
Nope.
Sick.
You're not gonna know anybody who's in that movie.
Great. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning into our inaugural podcast of an unnamed.
I wish we had a name now.
Thing. Yeah, we really should have come up with that.
It's all right. We'll come up with it. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm excited about starting this.
Yeah, me too. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a good way for us to kind of see a lot of movies that we haven't seen. Yeah. And you guys are going to be here along with us. It's going to be a nice little ride. So we will see you next week.
Yes.
On
this podcast that we don't know the name of.
Yeah, and on a day that we don't know when we're uploading.
Oh yeah.
So
it'll be exciting. And what's the word I'm looking for? When you don't know when it's happening.
Unexpected.
It's
gonna. All I can say is that it's gonna go up on the same day of the week that this one does.
Yep. Hopefully.
But we don't know when that is yet. No. So.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
So tune in next week. We will be back with the letter B. My name's Luke.
My name is Melissa.
And this is a podcast that we don't know the name of yet.
Maybe that's the name.
Maybe that is the name.
Bye.
Bye.